Have you ever wondered what happens when isolation becomes a portal to madness? What if the walls around you could trap not just your body, but your soul? Tonight, we take you to the desolate Willow Creek Lodge, where a family's winter retreat turns into an unending nightmare. Stay till the end to uncover the truth behind the lodge's sinister history. In 1982, the Johnson family, Thomas, his wife Mary, and their son Ethan, moved to Willow Creek Lodge, deep in the snow-covered mountains, to care for the property during the winter season. The lodge, a sprawling, eerie structure with creaking wooden floors and dimly lit hallways, had been abandoned for decades after a series of mysterious deaths. Thomas, a struggling writer, was thrilled about the isolation, believing it would help him focus on his novel. Mary, however, felt uneasy from the moment they arrived. Ethan, a curious 8-year-old, was drawn to the grand halls and empty rooms but soon began speaking of an imaginary friend named Mr. Grayson. At first, things seemed peaceful. The family enjoyed the breathtaking snowy landscape, and Thomas wrote for hours each day. But as the days stretched into weeks, the lodge's oppressive silence started playing tricks on their minds. Ethan's behavior grew more unsettling. He claimed that Mr. Grayson lived in room 303, a room Thomas and Mary had deliberately kept locked after finding strange symbols etched into its walls. Ethan's drawings became dark and violent, showing stick figures trapped inside the lodge, screaming for help. One night, Mary woke up to the sound of typewriter keys clattering. She found Thomas in the lodge's library, typing frantically. When she glanced at the pages, her heart sank. He had written the same line over and over, "The lodge keeps us forever." Mary pleaded with Thomas to leave, but he dismissed her fears, insisting it was just her imagination. A week later, Ethan went missing. The family searched the entire lodge, calling out his name, but the only sound was the howling wind outside. Desperate, Mary entered room 303 for the first time. The air was icy, and the walls were covered in fresh blood-red symbols. Ethan sat in the center of the room, staring at the ceiling and chanting, "He is here, he never left." As Mary approached, Ethan turned to her, but his face wasn't his own. It was the twisted visage of a man with hollow eyes and a wicked grin. "Welcome, Mary," the voice boomed, deep and menacing. "You belong to the lodge now." Mary screamed and ran to find Thomas, only to discover him standing in front of a mirror, muttering incoherently. The mirror showed not his reflection but a distorted image of the family trapped in flames, their faces twisted in agony. The lodge's caretaker in the 1940s, Henry Grayson, had murdered his family during a harsh winter before taking his own life in room 303. It was said that he became one with the lodge, binding anyone who entered to his curse. Every winter, he would claim new souls to add to his collection. Mary confronted Thomas, but he had succumbed to the lodge's influence. He chased her with an axe, screaming about completing his masterpiece. She managed to lock him in the library and grabbed Ethan, who seemed to momentarily snap out of his trance. As they tried to escape, the lodge itself fought back. Doors slammed shut, hallways stretched endlessly, and whispers filled the air. In a final act of desperation, Mary smashed a window and jumped into the snow with Ethan, running toward the forest. Behind them, the lodge stood in flames, its walls groaning as if alive. They heard Thomas's voice, not screaming, but laughing, a chilling, hollow sound. Mary and Ethan were rescued by a passing hiker the next day. They returned to the town, vowing never to speak of the lodge again. But a week later, Mary found a crumpled piece of paper in Ethan's room. It was a drawing of the lodge, with all three of them standing inside. Underneath, Ethan had written, "Asterisk will go back someday. Mr. Grayson says we never left. Asterisk. What would you do if you couldn't escape the grip of an ancient evil? Do you believe some places are cursed to trap souls forever? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more terrifying tales like this."